Hey everybody, welcome back to another Fashion Friday. Hope you guys had a great week. They just announced the Thread of Light winners. Make sure you go and check out those 3 people who won this time. I think there were some pretty cool sets. The Titan was really cool. Had some interesting stuff going on and definitely a lot of unique pieces for all 3. I have seen some people hating on them, and one of the Bungie employees actually threatened to end Threads of Light if toxicity continues. So if you could go on there and maybe comment on, and say which one's your favorite, and leave out any, hate you might have for any of the sets. Anyway, today we are going to be doing another Coolers challenge. I've just been having a lot of fun doing these, and I think you guys have been enjoying them as well. So I'm going to be doing a Warlock one. I did the Titan and the Hunter already, if you want to see those and haven't yet. This time I actually am going to do a little bit of the silhouette building on camera. Some people mentioned they like that, and I think I did enjoy that, and the last video is a little shorter, doing just shaders. So let's get into it. Let's see our color palette. Alright, here we go. Let's start the generator. Ooh, okay, another really neutral color palette. I did say last time if I got super neutral with dark blue, it would be a lot easier, but this kind of desaturated green blue might be a little tough, but I'm pretty confident about these kind of white, gray, eggshelly colors. Lavender web and lavender gray. I mean, like, that's got to be pretty rare that they're both lavender hues, but maybe not. Either way, this is what we're working with, so let's get into making a set here. So for that kind of look, really gray, blue, white, light green blue, or desaturated green blue, what kind of armor pieces am I thinking? Let's get a shader that might look kind of like what we're going for. I'm trying to think of one that might be good. That could be okay, but not exactly. Dark almond's not terrible for what we're doing. I'll keep that on just for our kind of silhouette building, because I want it to be inspired by the colors on what the silhouette could be. I'm not feeling very industrial. Night could work. I think you could pretty much make nights any color. Kind of the Trials of the Nine kind of aesthetic could work maybe as well. Okay, I think I'm kind of leaning towards like an explorer kind of look, like these prodigal robes get a kind of a vibe with. These have some unshaderable bits, but they actually fit decently with our color palette. The black and this kind of dark brown aren't exactly on there, but the rest of it shaders, so I could change that. But might have to use a different one if that brown is gonna bother me, which I feel like it is a little bit. You could always just go with the Intrepid and Query robes. These are insanely good looking, and I think I will. It's kind of the vibe I want to get into. And let's see, I haven't used these robes in a long time. They used to be my favorite robes and use them in a bunch of different sets. So let's try to get a different helmet. I don't think I've used them really since Transmog came out, so we can get a little crazy with the helmet nowadays. Really digging this headpiece of the Emperor's Minister. It's back from the hard mode Prestige Leviathan. It does have some glowy bits there that are not in our palette, but they're really subtle. So we can work with it. We might have to come back to that though. Let's look into the arms now. The arms in this are gonna be pretty unimportant probably. So we're just gonna throw some on and then probably just change to make ones that suit the color palette easier shader wise. So I'm gonna go with these. How about that? They got little pieces of art shader zones there. I was wanting to use Mind Striders, and I think we can. I think they might add some cool contrast to the theme, whereas the chest piece is very like, you know, golden age, aka like right now, and then the helmet and the legs can be very like futuristic, just to kind of give that like past versus future contrast in the silhouette, which I think could be cool. But you have to really play off of it in the shaders to sell it as intentional, because it can feel like you're just mismatching the silhouette if you're not careful. So a layer of intention can make you know, weird stuff like that feel more correct and interesting, rather than, you know, ham-handed or mistakenly done. So these are gonna shader amazing. I'm really excited to use these new this new ornament on those. It just, oh man, it's so good. Highly recommend buying it if you haven't already. I think they were selling it for brightest last week, so might be a bit of a problem if you didn't already get it. You might have to actually spend the real bucks or wait till next season if they come back again. But since they sold for brightest this season, I'd be a little worried that they're not coming back immediately. So for Explorer vibe, I'm not sure these little scrolls are perfect, but I kind of like them. They're interesting at least. I think other great options could be the bone one over here, or this and legatus. That's pretty explorer-y. Okay, I'm liking this right now. A lot of smooth curves, you know, not too many harsh angles in the chest, and then we got a lot of smoothness in this helmet. I think those match well in the shapes. Like I said, they are intentionally contrasting in the themes, with this being pretty modern and this is being pretty futuristic. And I think we, you know, balance that with some futuristic legs as well. So this is the silhouette. Now let's try to focus on getting these colors. Let's take one more quick look at them. Lavender web, lavender gray, cadet blue Crayola, deep space sparkle, midnight green eagle green. Midnight green eagle green. Of course, you know, everyone's favorite color. Midnight green eagle green. Sorry, I misspoke my favorite color. That's pretty cool. Kind of like some you know, color changing there actually with this Gambit Emerald. All right, so what are we thinking? I think that's a great eggshell, but it's a lot of black that we don't really want. I think that green is going to be the hardest one to really lock in. So I'm going to try to find a great match for it first, I think. I'm pretty much not finding a great shader for this green that we're looking for here, this dark green. For the helmet specifically, but these are only hard surfaces. So I might try on the helmet and switch up what I'm aiming for on the helmet here. Try on the robes. Did I say robes? I think I said helmet there. I try to find the green on the robes and then try something different on the helmet. So let's look for, you know, maybe some of those white and grays to go up here. Like this looks pretty good. So the white, quote, white is actually kind of a really light purple, but I'm not sure if there's any shader that really does that. So we might have to just treat it like really light gray or just a white, sadly. I will look around though for a light purpley gray. You know, this iridescent coral on the robes kind of hits a lot of these helmets we're going for. Be surprised with that. It does change pretty hard with the lighting change actually here though. In the like full blown light, it looks a little lighter than it does here. So yeah, I'm not sure that would work actually. Darn this lighting in here. Oh, burnish orchid. That light purple and white. Yeah, it might be too purple. It's tough. Okay, I'm gonna leave burnish orchid on and come back. Okay, let's get back on this helmet and try to get something that matches pretty well here. That's really white and gray, but does kind of match here. I would like some contrast up here on the helmet though. All that like white and gray in the helmet just felt really washed out with the chest piece being pretty light all over. So let's see if I can't find a good shader that gives me one of those greens or blues on the edge. These Armatura and that new shader Fetid Copper do look really good with this green we got going on here, but I'm not sure if I want this big gold. We do have some gold in these pins, so I might just be kind of committed to this anyway. I mean, I've got like a little bit of gold in here for sure, so maybe I should just kind of like incorporate into the design. See if we like Armatura or Fetid Copper more though real quick. Also Wicked Overgrowth, but I don't like that one as much for the that weird texture on the visor. Yeah, so I think we like Armatura for sure, for sure. Let's us try to get some of this darker blue in. Say that's, oh wait, that is really good actually. Omlon Meteor. Are we locked in everybody else? Yeah, okay. Let's look at Omlon Meteor on the whole set actually, because we might have to pick what it looks best on, because that was perfect. Okay, so it doesn't look great on the helmet, I would say. The arms right here actually don't look amazing either, just because they're a little bit lighter than what I like, but the rest of it, the arms and the legs both look pretty good with it on. That white glow really pops. So let us take this off, and then look at these. I'm kind of leaning towards those legs, keeping it. I might change these arms actually, because I'm just noticing it says a little yellow, but maybe it'll look kind of like the gold we got rolling elsewhere as well. I think we're going to switch these contender gloves. They're pretty simple, but they I think fit a little bit better. Maybe they might be too simple actually. Maybe I'll roll the Lost Pacific gloves just for a little more detail, a little more flair. Okay, so I'm thinking we're running Omlon Meteor on the Mind Striders. That looks really, really nice. So let us find a different arm shader actually. So Dreaming Spectrum right here has a pretty nice transition white into the blue here, and you know, I love nice little balance on that as well. Connects that pouch here on the hip really well, and the little water flask. I'm liking that a lot. Looking at the helmet though, I'm really not liking the Armatura on it, so I might have to revisit that. I might switch helmets just because it's not really shadering well, and you know, well, that's just kind of the basics of it. You know, if you can't find a shader, you know, you gotta just start exploring some other options eventually. So let's audit what we got here. So I would say we've got the that mostly white purple. The eggshell color, I think we could incorporate a little bit more into. We got a little bit on the arm and the gauntlets, you know, like bands, I guess there. I think we're gonna need to redo this light green blue, and we need, well, I guess we got the dark blue in the legs a lot, but we might want to balance that out somewhere else as well. Let's look for a dark blue here on the bonds. Okay, we got Dark Water Froth, which I haven't tried yet on other pieces, but I am liking it a good bit here. I think it matches that Omlon Meteor color pretty well. I do want to try Dark Water Froth on everything real quick though. Okay, so Dark Water Froth comes out way too dark on every other piece. Interesting, it actually shows up some red here in the cloak. That is not, I've not seen that pop up actually in color, the Dark Water Froth. That's interesting. Actually, I think I'm gonna lock in Dark Water Froth here, and then we're needing this helmet to be our light sea green there. But, you know, preferably not so much gold. So I'm really looking for a helmet kind of this silhouette wise. I think you can go too big for these robes. They are kind of slim fitting. And, you know, a helmet like this could work pretty well. Let's try some shaders on it. It looks like it's going to be the same shader zones, though, as that one we're struggling with earlier. That is kind of the problem with a Warlock, though, is a lot of the helmets are only hard shader zones, so it's not going to be too many mix-ups, because there's really only like 2 hard shader zones used most of the time. Like this helmet has some fabric, and like there's these. Yeah, I guess those are shadering fabric wise, but they are a little too skinny for like any piece of armor, to be honest. This helmet's just kind of not fitting in well for me. I'm not sure why. I would love to tell you. I think thematically it's just more of like a streetwear or kind of like a scavenger look. And we've kind of set up this futuristic like scientists or archaeologists kind of, you know, look rather than that. So I think that's just a little too out there for what we've been working on, sadly. Okay, so I have had a big struggle trying to get our last silhouette working. I think I got colors matching up pretty well on the silhouette, but it just didn't fit the vibe I was really thinking of when I first saw those colors. And so I've tried to switch it over to this kind of like futuristic diver look. This helmet has these cool little fins that I was thinking maybe make for a pretty futuristic diving helmet. I was having trouble getting a set together with this helmet besides just rocking, you know, the obvious stuff. So I decided to take the diver route a little different than, you know, the first thing you might think of, which is this one. There are some other ones. I think the 7th Seraph hood could work pretty well, but I'm gonna stick with this new Pathfinder visor just because I like the cool little slopes and stuff there. So I think this diving theme will work a lot better with what we're trying to achieve and will just feel more right. So I'm gonna try some of the shaders we found to be working in the last set and see if we can't get this thing finished off. Okay, so shaded this up and ended up doing Omlon Meteor on the robes and the Mind Striders. I just think no other shader was really doing the job on those besides the Omlon Meteor. It's pretty perfect for this, to be fair. So maybe a bit of a cop-out to use it twice, but could really not find anything else. I've been sitting here for a bit trying, but I think I really like how it's looking right now. It's got some nice pops of the white. I think we're gonna fail getting like that pink shade of white. It's super subtle, so I'm not gonna beat myself up too much. The grays you can kind of find here, and just kind of like a little small accents of it. I think I kind of lost the eggshelly color. I just couldn't get Dreaming Spectrum on any of these pieces without the purple it has kind of shown up and being pretty prominent. So yeah, this is probably the hardest one yet, but that's just kind of how Warlock Fashion is, man. Like, you get really locked in shader zones wise with the helmet, and the helmet and the robes are just so integral to the set. It can be pretty difficult. Definitely struggle with this, and I think it came out pretty great though. I'm pretty happy besides having 2 of the same shader. It's not a bad thing, but it's just kind of like something I like to try to avoid just for an extra little bit of a challenge. I do really like how these Mind Striders flow into these kind of other lines here in the cloak. Angled web robes are pretty underrated. Don't see them a lot, but I think they do a great job here trying to portray these like diver underwater fish kind of look. Let me know what you think of this set. If you tried the Coolors challenge yet, I'd love to see your sets. It can be pretty difficult. I actually like literally called this color set out in the last video saying it would be easy, but it's kicked my butt here. I think it was a lot harder than I was expecting, just because a lot of those dark navy shaders that I was banking on being there for me just didn't have these nice neutrals, or they had other elements that I didn't even know about. Like Dark Water Froth had the red that kept showing up. And so I I called it out and got my butt handed to me on that one. So, you know, chalk one up to the colors.co website. They got me on this one, I think, a little bit. Let me know what you think of the set in the comments though, and I'll be reading them and checking them out. If you want to show me some sets of your own, make sure you join the Discord. We got to be gearing up for Threads of Light, giving each other feedback, and you know, you're welcome to come in there and get some feedback of your own. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and if you like this series, let me know in the comments as well. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm gonna be continuing it. It's challenging my shadering skills to another level now that I've gotten pretty used to 5 shaders. I think this is a nice fun addition to the shadering challenge.